Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a story time. I've never done a story time, so I'm really excited for this because it's something that I've been wanting to talk about and you guys have been asking me about, because I have mentioned before that I was bullied all throughout high school and it was a really tough time. I'm going to be telling you guys all about that and what I went through and how I dealt with it, because I know that bullying actually is a very serious thing, whether it's online or it's in person, and I dealt with both. Oh, I'm out of breath. Oh shit. God. But I'm really excited to tell you guys, because I'm sure, you know, maybe what I went through you guys can relate to, or how I dealt with it if you've been needing to hear that. And it's like, okay, well now I'm going to try to deal with it that way. And I'm also going to be talking about, you know, when I look back at it now, I'm kind of like, I wish I dealt with it a different way rather than letting it affect me as much as it did. But anyways, let's jump into it.
Right when we want to film. It's filming, right? Okay,
yeah, So there's a dog in the background. I apologize if you hear the barking. I wanted to start off by talking a little bit about my social media stuff and everything, because I have been doing social media since like middle school, but I was like super into Facebook in middle school. And I had a following on that as well, but then I ended up deleting it because I felt very toxic. It became toxic. I mean, even in 8th grade, social media felt toxic to me because I was on it so much. But also because of social media, I was getting drama in actual school. And that's pretty much where it started. So I am from Riverside, and it's not familiar for people to be having like very large following base and like a fan base, and it's just not normal. It's abnormal. So a lot of people, if what they don't understand, they react very weirdly to, or they just are really mean or disrespectful. And that's kind of what I had to go through, because especially in high school, that's when my following started to get bigger, and I felt like that was always the main focus that people were talking about. And I got a lot of attention from it, but it was bad attention in school, because people were like, oh, look at her, like she has a large following, oh my god, look at her. And like it like made me super uncomfortable. I'm trying to like figure out how I could like describe everything exactly, because I don't want to make this a super long video for you guys, and I also don't want to run out of breath because I keep running out of breath. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I'm gonna start off by talking about on social media. When I was having my following, so everybody in school pretty much knew who I was, obviously just because of my social media, but I've always been a very low-key person. I've been the type of person throughout my whole life, because I've always been a really shy person, and then because of everything I went through in high school, it turned into anxiety. Well, it started like 8th grade, you know, with my social media. And I felt like that caused me to not really make a lot of friends. So I always had the same friend since literally sixth grade, I think it was. Yeah. And I just didn't really care to make a lot of friends, just because I was okay with having that one friend. And also, like I said, I just was really shy. Because I had my social media and I didn't really care to make a lot of friends, I guess it made me come off as like, you know, like a rude or stuck-up person, but it really wasn't that. It was just because I'm really shy and I have anxiety, and there is so much, I mean, being in high school, it's so much drama and everybody talks about each other, and I was also the type like, I don't need a lot of friends because they're probably just going to be talking about me anyways, so I'm cool off that. And that was one of the things that made people start talking about me a lot too. And if I was like any other person, if I didn't have my social media, they'd be like, okay, cool, she has like one friend, whatever, who cares? You know what I mean? But because I had my social media, they're like, oh, a lot of people too also like, she's a loser, she doesn't have a lot of friends, a lot of people don't like her. But the thing is that nobody knew me. Nobody knew my personality or who I was as a person, because people just like to judge me off my social media. And I felt the tension wherever I walked in school. People were staring at me. There was people who, you know, it literally got to the point where like I seen people try to take off-guard pictures of me in class. so they can post it on social media, which that kind of, obviously with my anxiety, that like brought it up really high. And then people would yell out stuff when I was walking through the hallways, and it got so bad to the point where I had my mom drop, there's like 2 bells, right? So it's like you have a 5-minute bell before you have to get into class, and I literally had my mom drop me off when the 5-minute bell rang, because I didn't want anyone to see me walk into school, and I didn't want to feel like people were looking at me or talking about me. Like, my anxiety was so bad. I'm trying to breathe. I feel like I try to fit a bunch of words into it. And then, like, school ending, a lot of the time, probably like 3 times a week, because that's the most. My parents wouldn't let me do it every day. But I had my parents pick me up from school really early, because I didn't want to walk around people and have people around me, because I knew that people were talking about me, and I just didn't want to be there when everyone got out of school. So I would have my parents pick me up. Yeah, so I mean, that alone was really like messed up, and I'm sure if, you know, I mean, obviously you can tell just from that, it's like, dang, I feel like I wouldn't even want to go to school, like what the hell. And I mean, I feel like, I'm sorry if I feel like this is all mixed up. I'm just sitting here and I'm just trying to tell you guys, I didn't plan how I want to say it or anything. I'm just telling you like stuff that happened. And I swear to you, there was tweets about me every single day while I was in high school. Some people were talking about me every single day. There's actually, I remember the main people too who have talked about me. And like, there was this one kid, I'm obviously not going to say names or anything like that, but he was like a little bit younger, and he made a Twitter page, and like he pretended to be me, but everyone knew it was him, and everybody in school went along with it. And he was talking about me and tweeting that, saying that I was ugly and all this stuff. And I was literally called ugly every single day. Swear to God, I was called ugly every single day. And I felt like social media, that's why I started focusing so much on it, because it was like my real world was like hell, and I just needed to get away from all that, you know? So, yeah.
Wow.
Fuck. I'm like running out of breath.
This is pretty interesting though.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm into
it. So I guess you can imagine how it felt going on social media every single day, being in school every single day, and I looked at my phone and there was tweets about me, or you look around in class and someone's trying to take an off-guard picture of you. I literally felt like I was in hell when I was in high school, and it was worse enough when one day, it was like Spirit Day or something like that, when you like all go and you try to yell like who's loudest, whatever, and I tweeted saying I had no school spirit. And obviously it's because I was so depressed during high school, and it was because of everything I had to go through, constantly having everybody talk about me, people making fake profiles and everyone going along with it, and people yelling out stuff, and constantly every day it was a struggle for me. And I've never in my entire life been that depressed. I was depressed for literally straight 4 years, and contemplating literally ending my life because I couldn't handle how much people were putting me through. And I didn't understand it because these people didn't know who I was. They never even talked to me, and anyone who knows me or talks to me, I'm literally I'm chill. I don't know. I mean, I'm nice. I'm such a nice person, and I just didn't understand why people were putting me through this stuff. And I literally was contemplating every single day taking my own life just because I just couldn't handle it. And I feel like any other person being put in my position, they wouldn't be able to handle it either. I mean, people aren't able to handle one person bullying them. So imagine having fucking just like basically a school just aiming at you, and every day it's like you just don't want to even show up at school because you know something's gonna happen. And that was me every single day. And I mean, I would try to not like go to school, but obviously I had to because it's like against the law or whatever, you know. But oh yeah, back to my tweet when I said I didn't have no school spirit. This one guy who was like whatever, popular, well known at school, he like quoted it, and he was like, well, you should get out of or you should then don't come here. No one wants you here anyways. And then literally everybody in school favored his tweet, and they're like, LOL, ha ha ha. And literally that was during class, and I remember I was in my ceramics class, and it's crazy that it's already been like 2-3 years out of high school, and I remember these days like insanely detailed, like every single little thing, how I felt. And I had to hold my breath in class, and I asked the teacher to go to the bathroom, and I started pouring out tears, and I called my mom to pick me up from school because I couldn't handle it, everyone just coming at me like that. And it was just crazy that I just didn't, and I felt so alone, because even though like my best friend was there, no one could relate to what I was going through, because they're just like, ignore it or whatever. And whew, I'm like running out of breath, I'm talking so fast. But like, I don't like getting teary-eyed.
No, don't.
I'm like trying not to cry though.
I'm like trying to hug you right now, but I'm like, I don't want to.
Just I'm like trying to breathe.
I'm gonna bring you water. Is this your water?
I thought it was like, feels like I was fine. I wasn't gonna cry or anything, but it just like sucks, you know? But like, I don't know.
It's just when you're talking about it, I could relate to it. That's why I was just like, I don't know how she's not crying, and he started crying, and I'm like, no, it's like you're reliving those moments, and right now it's kind of like when you really think about it, it's just like, how did I do that? How did I go through that in person while all these people were always, what grade was this?
Dude, it was from like freshman year all the way, and like, it just sucks bringing it up again just because, fuck. What I went through was just so emotionally damaging, and the fact that people were just so heartless and careless, and it was me doing nothing, and I wasn't any type of way towards them or even rude or disrespectful, because I just didn't say anything. I just tried to ignore it, but even though I was ignoring it, I was literally just dying inside and just not wanting to be alive every single day. And I wish I wasn't crying.
I know, I'm just like...
By the way, Guyana's here if you want to say hi again.
I'll be in the back. I know.
Man. I mean, I swore I was not going to cry because it's been years, but just, it was so traumatic, and I literally can't even set foot on a school, like in a school or anything, because I want to like have a panic attack or anxiety attack because of everything I've gone through. Oh, man. Okay, I'm fine. Whew.
You're good. You're good.
I'm okay. Jesus Christ. Shit.
Did
Did
any of these people contact you after all that?
That's the crazy thing. After high school, and I graduated, and I started being okay with, like, you know, because I knew I was never going to see those people again, and I really didn't. I didn't ever see them. I've never seen anyone that used to, like, taunt me and harass me every single day. And I had people contact me and actually say sorry for ever, like, you know, doing those things to you. And I forgave them a long time ago, but it's just, at that moment, it's because I felt like after I graduated, I was like, you know what, I forgive these people. I did have so much hate in my heart for them because of what I had to go through, and no person should be having to go through that, especially for no reason. And I mean, obviously I responded to those people. I was like, it's fine, like, we're in high school, whatever, like, it's cool. But it's just like, I hope that they think about how they treated me, and I wish that doesn't happen to their kid. I wish that doesn't ever happen to them or their kids' kids or anything like that, because I don't think anyone deserves to be going through that. And I wanted to mention more about social media just because social media was where I always turned when I was going through that. And that's the reason I started doing bad in school, because of everything I was going through. I was just focused on social media because I had my followers and these people who didn't know me that were actually there for me and made me happy and smile. And, you know, it's actually surreal having people who follow you and they just, you know, tweeting I love you or you're this or you're that, and it makes my day. Like, it sounds so weird because it's like social media, people are like, oh, she's like talking fast, but a lot of people are like, oh, like a lot of social media influencers, you know, their followers think that they don't care about them or whatever, but it's like, anyone who has been following me or following me on Twitter, like, I care about my followers more than anything because they're what got me through high school and not, you know, doing really something that I would have regretted. And I don't know, I really appreciate my followers, especially if you have been following me since high school, because you probably did see everything that did happen. And I just, when I think about everything I went through now, I wish that I just had more people there for me. Like, I know that there's a lot of people who are going through, like, maybe not as intense like that, you know, having like multiple, just like so many people going against them for no reason, but even just one person, I wish I just, you know, if I can go back in time and like talk to myself like, Alicia, like, these people, especially if you're in school, you're gonna be over with it. Like, as soon as I graduated, it was the biggest stress relief ever, and I wish I kind of just focused more on that. Like, let's just get through this, let's get through this. I promise, like, school goes by so quick. Like, I swear, every time it was like freshman year and then went to sophomore year and then junior year and then senior year, I was like, holy crap. Like, I feel like just yesterday it was freshman year, and I was like, wow, like, I am over this and I'm about to see these people again. But all I would have to say is just stay strong, because you're gonna be over with it. And, you know, if you are going through similar stuff like that, you can totally DM me, because I have gone through, obviously, you know, shit with like bullying really bad. So, I mean, you can message me if you need advice, especially if you're feeling the same way I was feeling when I was in high school. And yeah, I mean, I like that's it. I mean, that was my high school experience. I had to deal with that every single day for 4 years. And I don't know how I kept my cool. Or obviously I had my breaking points 24/7, but I just talked to myself a lot and I was like, it's gonna be fine. Just breathe, it's okay. And I hope this video helped you out, and I hope, you know, you just kind of got a taste of what I've gone through. And like I said, going through stuff, you can totally message me. I will be there. So thank you for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll see you again soon.